Hi, it's Darnell with dgrillsmoke.com and dgrill on YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing a pork belly. This is a skinless pork belly, so there'll be no crackling. Sorry for anyone who was hoping for cracklings today, but maybe some other time. Basically, this is a pork belly from the local Sam's Club, about 5.5 pounds. It's prime reserve fresh pork. It's been specifically selected. It's all natural, no hormones, and no steroids added. So, gonna be smoking this on the Weber Genesis 2 E310 propane gas grill with some Hickory Wood Chunks. And so, I'm gonna start getting things prepped here. Okay, so to get this pork belly prepped, as I mentioned before, it's a skinless pork belly. So you probably see this area right in here. That's a little bit of the skin that wasn't cut off. And since it's not a thick piece of skin, it's not going to be able to be made like crackling or anything. So it's only going to function like silver skin the way I'm going to be cooking this, because I'm not going to be cooking this in a way to make cracklings. And it's just a real thin piece. So I'm going to just cut that silver skin piece off now. After I cut that off, I'm just going to coat the pork belly top, well, the fat cap and the meat side with this Twisted Q Crooked Pig barbecue season. Oh, not barbecue, but Crooked Pig seasoning that you've seen me using some other cooks by BBQ Spot. It's some good stuff, so I just keep running with it. When I cook it on the grill, I'm going to be cooking it at 275 degrees. This time I'm going to have the fat side up. With these thinner cuts of meat, I'm finding it's better to keep that fat side up. When you start to cook, I'm going to cook it to 160 degrees. And then I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to have the meat side up from 160 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And after that, I'm going to wrap it in the Texas Cheat at 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to pour about a half cup apple juice in there. And I'm going to basically let it set like that until it gets to 200. And then it'll be all done. And do some taste testing. So just going to cut this silver skin piece off here. Okay, so I've got that silver skin taken off the top there. I'm going to go ahead and just rub this down with my rub now. Okay, so here's our grill configuration for today. Gonna have the smoker box over here with the Hickory Wood Chunks on the left, and I like that strong smoke even in my pork, so I use the hickory. I've got the grates over here. I'll have the pork belly probably right about here. I've got my iGrill 3 ambient probe here. I'll have an iGrill 3 meat probe in the pork belly. So going to go ahead and get started here now with firing up the grill. Alright, good start. All the burners are on. So we'll let it get warmed up, then we'll temp to 275 with some good smoke, or near 275 with some good smoke, and then we'll put that pork belly on. Wanted to make sure I gave you the weather report for my area. Right now it's the morning time, it's about 10 in the morning, and it's mostly sunny, 76 degrees, real feel of 89 degrees. Humidity is at 73%. The UV index is high, by the way. There is zero wind, so no wind at all. And today the forecast is a high of 92 degrees. The forecast at real feel high of 102. No rain in the forecast. If this goes into the night, then it would get down to a low of 71 degrees, but that probably won't be till near tomorrow morning. But anyway, the grill is warming up. Once it's nice and warm and got all the smoke going. That smoke you see right now is because I sprayed just a little non-stick spray on the grates, so you're just seeing that non-stick spray getting burnt on a little bit, but that'll be okay. So I'll bring you back when the pork belly's ready to go on. Okay, so the temp is in the low 300 range, and when I open it up, it's going to come down some. I've already turned the right and the middle dial off. I've only got the left dial on, and it's only at a quarter with the smoker box, and the smoke's going good. Let me get a better view of the smoke. And so I'm going to put that pork belly on there now. We're going fat side up. Stick my iGrowth 3 probe in. Alright, I'm going to close it up and let it continue to smoke and cook until it gets to 160, then I'll turn on the meat side. But if I have to come out and add some wood, which I'll probably need to do every 2 to 4 hours with these wood chunks, I'll go ahead and show you how it looks as I'm changing out the wood chunk or adding some wood chunks. And I will say, for those who may not know, pork belly is uncured bacon. Basically, bacon is cured pork belly that's thinly sliced. So that's just for information's sake. So I'll bring you back. Alright, so the pork belly's been cooking for almost 2 hours here, about 2 hours, and it's about 140 degrees internally. The ambient temp with the wood chunks, they caught a fire in there, and so temp went up to over 300 for a little while and then came back down and was at 275 for a while. Now it's in the upper 250 range. So I'm going to put about 2 pieces of wood chunk in there so that fire doesn't flame up again and cause it to get too hot again. I'll let you have a look at the meat while I'm doing that. It looks very good. I'll give you a close-up of the meat so you can get a real good view of it. That looks delicious. So I'm going to let that continue to cook. When it gets to 160, flip it over. Alright, so 4 hours have passed and the temperature has reached 160. The ambient temp has stayed pretty steady around 250 to 275 or 276. So hasn't had any more hot flare-ups. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip that pork belly so that the fat side's down and let it cook like that until it's 170. I'm going to use a full cup of apple juice instead of a half a cup. I guess the birds like that idea of using a full cup of apple juice instead of a half a cup. They just gave it a ringing endorsement. So a full cup of apple juice instead of a half cup. When I put it in a Texas cheat once it reaches 170, we're just going to open up now and flip. Let you have a good look at that. That looks fantastic. So I'll bring you back when this reaches 170 and it'll be Texas cheat time. So I was hitting basically a bit of a stall where over an hour it had been setting at the same temp, and so that was with the ambient probe at about 275. So I just turned it up just a teensy bit, and it went a little over 300, and kind of got things out of that long hold of a stall that really was peculiar. When you notice things that are just really stalled peculiarly long, just unusually long, just turning it up just a teensy bit just to kind of get things moving is not a bad idea. So I'm going to go ahead and put these wood chunks in, and things will probably hit 170 on that meat in a very short period of time anyway, and it'll be time for Texas cheat. So let me give you a good look at this meat, because this is looking good and it's smelling good. I'm going to zoom in on that for you. That's looking right. So I'm just going to throw the wood in here and then close it up, and I'll bring you back when it's time for the Texas cheat. Okay, so it's been 8 hours. The temperature on the pork belly is at 170 degrees, and it's time for it to get into what we call the Texas cheat. Some call it the Texas crutch. I call it a good way to moisten up the meat and make it nice and tender. So once I get my glove on here, I'll get in there and get to it. Alright, there's the glove. Looks pretty good. Very confident it tastes delicious, but we'll taste it after it reaches 200 even, or around 200, after sitting in this Texas cheat a while. So close that up, come back when it reaches 200 even, or so, and stop things. But when it gets up there in those 190s, near 200 or 200, we'll stop it somewhere around there. So I'll bring you back. Alright, so 13 hours have passed. The pork belly is up to 195 degrees. So I believe that it is well done. And so I'm going to open up, let you have a look, and then go in for the taste test. Just gonna turn the heat off there. And I'm just going to bring that inside, unwrap it, and start the taste testing. Alright, there's our finished product, the fully cooked pork belly, and it smells a little like bacon in here. So I'm going to get myself a fork and a big knife, and I'm just going to try and cut through some of this here. It's so tender. You see how I'm just pressing to that? It's going right through the meat. I don't even need to really cut to get into this meat. It's like breakaway meat. It really is. I didn't even need this knife. You see there's a lot of this pork belly, there's a lot of fat there. But I'm going to adjust the camera and just do a taste of piece. You can see right here that smoke ring on the meat. Let me see if I can get you a close-up of that. You can see the smoke, real nice smoke ring on that meat there. So some good smoke penetration. Maybe you can get a better look there. I'm going to adjust the camera here, and I'll do that taste test. Alright, so just going to bite right into some here. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I'm going to be having some more, making myself up. pork belly everything for a while. I'm telling you, this is awesome. Try this. Make a pork belly. Do it, do it, do it. Seriously. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video with your friends. Make a pork belly and good eating.